Hello everyone and welcome back to Sumi's classes. Today we are going to study a beautiful poem from CBSE Class 7 Poorvi's Unit 4, that is Travel and Adventure, and the poem Travel, written by Edna St. Vincent Millay. So this poem is about a feeling many of us experience at some point, like being content with our life, having good friends, everything going well, and yet still feeling a deep pull toward the unknown, toward adventure. In this video, we will go through the poem line by line, look at the literary devices used, and cover the most important exam questions. So let's get started. So the poem begins with, "The railroad track is miles away and the day is loud with voices speaking." Here, the poetess establishes that the railway is physically distant from her and her daytime is filled with the noise and chatter of everyday life, people talking, ordinary business going on around her. Yet there isn't a train goes by all day, but I hear its whistle shrieking. So further she says that despite the distance and the surrounding noise, she never misses a train's whistle. This shows that her mind is so attuned to the idea of travel that she hears every train, regardless of the real world obstacles of distance and distraction. It suggests an inner longing so strong it overrides physical reality. Next we have, "All night there isn't a train goes by, though the night is still for sleep and dreaming." So here she says that at night when the world is silent and everyone else is asleep or dreaming, one would expect the trains to go unnoticed. But I see its cinders red on the sky and hear its engine steaming. Yet she doesn't hear the train now. She sees its red cinders, sparks. Cinders means sparks. Sparks, okay? So yet she doesn't just hear the train now, she sees its red cinders, the sparks glowing against the night sky. This is a striking use of imagination. She visualizes something she cannot physically see. It shows how deeply ingrained their desire for travel is. It invades even her private, quiet dreaming hours. Next says, in the third stanza, "My heart is warm with the friends I make, and better friends I will not be knowing." Here the tone shifts. She acknowledges her present life is good. She has warm, meaningful friendships and doesn't expect to find better companions elsewhere. Yet there isn't a train I would take no matter where it's going. Further, she says that despite this contentment, her wanderlust remains undiminished. She would board any train regardless of its destination. This final line delivers the poem's central tension. Contentment with what she has does not extinguish her yearning for what lies beyond. So here in the first stanza, what we see that the poet establishes that the railway is physically distant and her daytime is filled with the noise and chatter of everyday life. Despite the distance and surrounding noise, she never misses a train's whistle. Her mind is so attuned to travel that she hears it regardless of physical reality. In the second stanza, we see that at night when the world is silent, one would expect the trains to go unnoticed. Yet she sees the red cinders glowing against the night sky and hears the engine, an imaginative leap that shows how deeply ingrained her longing is. In the third stanza, we see that she acknowledges her present life is good, warm friendships and contentment. Yet her wanderlust remains undiminished. She would board any train regardless of destination. This delivers the poem's central tension. Contentment does not extinguish the yearning for the unknown. So this was the poem that captures the universal human tension between security and adventure. The speaker is not unhappy. She has good friends, a stable life, comfort. Yet something in her constantly pulls towards the unknown. The train functions as a symbol of freedom, escape, and possibility, rather than a literal object. It represents every unexplored path and experience that life has yet to offer. The poem suggests that curiosity and the desire to explore can coexist with and even outlast genuine happiness and gratitude for one's current circumstances. It is less about running away from something and more about the pull towards something undefined. Now if we talk about the poetic devices, so we can find personification here. The train is treated almost like a living presence whose sound and sight the poet can never escape. Now from whistle shrieking, here it shows us the use of auditory imagery, and cinders red on the sky, it shows us visual imagery. Then we can see in this stanza the contrast or antithesis. it shows friends I make, it shows security, versus train I wouldn't take. Train I wouldn't take. Here it shows adventure. So we can find contrast over here. Now there isn't a train. This pattern repeats in each stanza, emphasizing obsession. So we can find repetition over here. Repetition. And symbolism. The train symbolizes freedom, adventure, and the unknown. Now a few important questions that we can find in this poem are: why does the poet hear the train even though the track is miles away? So this can be answered as the poet's inner longing for travel is so powerful that her mind imagines the train's whistle regardless of distance. It reflects imagination and desire, not literal sound. Another question that can be made from this poem is what does the train symbolize in the poem? So we can answer it this way: the train symbolizes freedom, adventure, and the unknown. The poet's desire to explore the world beyond her familiar, comfortable life. Next question that we can have: explain the contrast in the last stanza. So we can say the poet contrasts the warmth and value of her friendships with her unshakable readiness to leave on any train, highlighting the conflict between belonging and exploration. Another very important question that you can have or we can have in this poem is: what is the central theme of the poem? Even though this poem may seem very small or may seem easy to you, but still it has a deep meaning. The answer of the question, what is the central theme of the poem, we can answer it like this: the central theme is the human longing for adventure and exploration even when one has a happy, secure life. Then one more question we can have: how far are the railroad tracks from the speaker? So the railroad tracks are miles away from the speaker. These are a few important questions that we can have. If you want me to discuss more questions, tell me in the comment section. And that was the poem Travel by Edna St. Vincent Millay, a short poem that reminds us it's completely normal to long for new experiences even when we are happy with our lives. If you found this video helpful, please like it and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Let me know in the comments which chapter you would like me to cover next. See you in the next class with Sumi's classes. Until then, stay happy and keep learning. Thank you very much.